is up, YouTube? Back at it with another banger for you. I don't come here bearing ill will towards Kuro or Wuthering Waves at all. I come here heralding my biggest concerns for Wuthering Waves. I feel like this is good to get out before the game comes out, just to see, you know, maybe Kuro Games sees this. Maybe they're like, oh shit, he said something crazy. I don't know. But I figured it's nice to get out before the game comes out so I can be pleasantly surprised even more so than I already am. And allow me to preface, Wuthering Waves is going to be fun for a very long time, at least a year, for a good long while. So this isn't like a me doom posting or anything. I'm just posting stuff that, or just talking about stuff that I think could get a little tedious later down the line. And one of the things I think could be really tedious, and also maybe a little sad later, is if Kuro Games decides to get a little complacent, because they're so good at listening and they're so good at listening to the community that they've sort of set the bar really high up for themselves. And you know, you could have those motherfuckers who purposely set the bar really low, you know, like Genshin. They set the bar so low. They set the bar so abysmally low, infinitesimally low, that when Genshin gives 2 pulls for a 2-year anniversary, the community is thankful. And Kuro does not do that. They set the bar super high. They need to stay on top of it because the community's, hey, Gacha players, they're hungry. And if they get used to something, we're always gonna get used to something. That's just how it goes. So too much of the same, which, you know, generosity. Hey, once you get used to it, Kuro needs to stay on top of it, is what I'm trying to say. They need to stay on top of it, and it would be really sad if Kuro Games sort of stopped caring. You know, they got up on their good old high horse, and they just stopped caring about the community thought because they think, oh, they're always going to play this game no matter what. But I think Kuro Games is going to be pretty on top of it, and I think we're pretty Gucci, so I don't think there's any need to really worry about that too much, because Kuro Games does have a lot of competitors. You know, there's HSR, there's Genshin, other gacha games, you know, like Nikkei. Now this one is more so of a gameplay thing, but running your dailies all the time could get a little tedious for the simple fact that I didn't really play Genshin too much, but from the Genshin I did play, it seemed like you had to run around a lot to get to the dungeons, and there were spots there like you can TP and shit, but having to run to everywhere, and with there being no autoplay, it's gonna be like a very dedicated thing to do. Like your dailies aren't gonna be something like in Honkai Star Rail, where I can autoplay them, edit a YouTube short, and then just get on with my day. Wuthering Waves is gonna have to be something, you know, you're gonna have to focus on and devote your attention to, make sure you're getting that going. But the autoplay, not having an autoplay could get a little tedious at some point, and I don't think that's a huge deal, but I think it's just something that could get annoying in the future for the simple fact that, you know, you can't just divert your attention away and devote your time to other things. Now this next one isn't really like that big of a deal, but this is legit just gonna be a me thing for a little bit, and I'm gonna have to get used to it. Dismantling echoes and feeding echoes and shit, bro. How am I supposed to kill a Golpuff, a Chirpuff, and X-Karat? How am I supposed the turtle? How am I supposed to kill droves of these guys on repeat every day? And not just kill them, but if they roll triple flat stats, I have to dismantle them and kill them again. So I'm killing their physical body, I'm killing their spiritual body. I don't know how long I can do that for. That's gonna weigh on my soul at some point. It's like God is gonna smite me down for killing all these poor turtles at some point. I mean, I don't know. And still continuing on with the old echoes and shit. And kind of sort of with point 1 about complacency and shit, the designs for these echoes, for the most part, are so sick. And I'm a big fan of a lot of these. Like, honestly, this traffic light, unironically, I think is cool as f***. I like the auto puppet guy. I'm more so of a robot kind of guy when it comes to these sort of things. But I'm also a fan of the turtle. And just, all these designs are pretty cool. I don't know what the Spectrum Prism is, but these designs are pretty sick, and I just really hope that later on down the line, you know, the echoes don't fall off and they're just like copies of the last one or something like that. I mean, at some point there's gonna be something that looks similar, which I don't think that's a big deal, but just if the designs start to suck, it's just gonna make me really sad, because the designs right now just look so cool. And yeah, now to end this all up, I would like to, now I'm all one for Gamba, you know, we're all gacha players. I love hitting a god roll and busting and creaming my pants. But having 14 substats to roll is kind of a lot. Now, how they do it in PGR a little bit is they have this thing where you can essentially guarantee a slot in one of the sort of weapons that you have. I don't know, I forgot what they're called. But you can guarantee one of the substats in like one of your little cards that you get to put on your characters. So like you can guarantee basic attack damage or crit damage or attack percent or something like that. And they're pretty hard to get, but they're in the game. So being able to guarantee those is pretty cool. But having 14 stats, like this is a lot. This is a lot of shit to try and roll. And you know, the typical, there's 4.9 between 10.4%. You know, that's like Gamba, in Gamba, on Gamba, which is typical gacha shit. But 14 substats roll is a lot. Hitting that god roll is gonna feel absolutely euphoric, ecstatic, and amazing. But I don't know. I mean, we'll have to farm for a little while just to see how it goes. Trying to farm for all those god pieces and even just okay pieces could be really annoying. I'm hopeful. And a lot of the stats do look very familiar, but the getting like, you know, like a god tier piece or something is just going to be really, really hard. It's going to take a really long time, and it's going to go really deep inside of your... I'm just forcing them at this point. But yeah, just a lot of Gamba to have in game. I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time into this. I'm just trying to think about people who have maybe work or something. Maybe it could be disheartening to, but also really funny, to see someone get triple flat stats or a heavy attack bonus on a basic attack character. I mean, it could just get really annoying at some point. I would just want to like to pre-preface the fact that I do think Kuro Games is going to be amazing. These are just some tidbits that I could think about and some slight annoyances that could arise in the future. I think the game's going to be great. I think the game's going to be amazing. I'm stoked for the gameplay. I'm stoked for seeing the drama that comes out of the Kuro Games Genshi community just at each other's throats. I'm stoked for that. So there's a lot of things to be excited about, but nothing's perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect, and there's always going to be some tidbit to talk about. Always my concern about this game. There's always going to be something like that. So I just wanted to make sure that was out there, and let's have fun with the waves, guys. Hey, love y'all.